and welcome to another edition of Get Sweaty. I am Matt, normally known as Soda, but today I am Blue Soda. And I am joined by my two main guys, Ben Rayner and 50 Shades of Geek. How y'all doing?
Good.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, what is that, a donut?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Yes, happy Hanukkah to all of our Jewish friends from around the community, and that includes you two, of course, Ben and 50. It's, at least something nice has come out of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what a weekend, huh?
Oh my God, I was still recovering from last night.
Yeah, me too. That was longer than any WrestleMania I've ever sat through, and I've sat through a few long ones.
It was really a double dose of first the Disney stuff and then the Schmoedown stuff hit.
100%.
And the Mandalorian somewhere in between all that.
Yeah, if you're into all things like geeky and all that stuff, this was definitely quite the weekend to be alive. My butt's still sore from sitting for, 10 hours, 11 hours in front of the computer yesterday?
It was fun though.
Oh, yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It was actually the most fun I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, 2020.
So, just going to give a little bit of a preview. The three of us in Seoul yesterday, we actually live streamed the whole thing, and we will be releasing every match that we reacted to. We will be releasing them individually along with the matches themselves when they get released. So definitely look out for that. It was a great time. We played along. It was quite the fun weekend. So as you can see, it's just the three of us today. It is very bare bones, but we do plan. We're going to give you a great show. Ben, it was your topic. If you wouldn't mind introducing it, please.
We're keeping on topic on the weekend in the top five moments of Schmoedown. And yeah.
Okay, so normally what we've been doing is we would do the honorable mentions at first, but honestly, it was decided it was a better idea to say our honorable mentions at the very end so we could reveal during the show itself if there is an honor, if somebody's pick was an honorable mention for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our top four, then we're going to release our honorable mentions, and then we're going to talk about our top one. Okay. So we might as well just hit this off the bat. This is going to be a great list. I can't wait to see what you guys bring. Ben, take her away, please.
My number 5, Mike's tune. When he announced his locks in the league.
Did not make my list.
Then Church's league.
Did not make my list.
He got out that we got KO. I mean, before that he was famous, and for a while he was one of the top heels. Yeah, heel. Now, there's a great moment of how big he really had to add his team and that block team. And that the hell goes on to this day. It was a great moment.
Yeah, it is definitely one of the most pivotal moments of the Schmoedown, because without that, we wouldn't have anarchy. Without anarchy, we wouldn't have the factions.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely did not make my list, but definitely a historic moment in the history of the Schmoedown.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, we're definitely all agreed on that. Hi, 50. I don't know. It looks like Harry Potter. Yeah, no, it's definitely one of the most historic moments. Definitely after that, we definitely got to see Mike's. Mike finally was unleashed, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was better since then.
Yeah, and that propelled him into the upper echelon, probably on like junior Rushmore or some of that. He's up there.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, not just for his skill, but because of his character work, his acting, his promos.
Can we just talk about something first?
Of course.
I really don't like this idea of the whole Mount Rushmore of Schmoedown lately, because the basic concept is you can only have 4, and there's way too many competitors at this point. Like a few years ago, maybe, but now I just don't think it doesn't work. Yeah. And the thing is, Mount Rushmore in and of itself was built long after the presidents did their thing. So I think it's Harloff, I believe, suggested something better. A Hall of Fame.
Oh, that'll definitely come.
Not Rushmore. I think I might I'm better off with that.
Yeah, me too. I would love to see a Hall of Fame. Now that's something, if it were to definitely make it big, I would definitely see a physical Hall of Fame. But we're still a long ways away from that. WWE doesn't even have a physical Hall of Fame, so we're still long ass ways away from the Schmoedown doing it.
Yeah.
Never say never.
That is true. So my number 5 is from, I believe it was Schmoedown Spectacular 3. It was right before they were about to start the match. You have Mark Ellis uttering the immortal words, "Give me that throat, boy." I can't not remember for the life of me what match it is, but he broke Harloff pretty damn good with that one. And I showed that clip to a lot of my friends, and it made them laugh without having any context.
You see, I wonder why.
Yeah, right? Because, I mean, throughout the history of the Schmoedown, Mark Ellis was something to say, "Oh, give me that golden throat," or, let's hear from that throat, or something like that. But this one was just like, "Oh, man, that's a little too forward there, baby carrots."
I honestly don't remember that moment.
I'll have to try to find it for you then, 50, and send it to you. It's stuck with me for a long time.
Okay, I'll have to take your word for it.
Okay, what's your number 5, 50?
Okay, so my entire list isn't really a ranking list of what I think is my favorite. I think it's more of a chronological order of how I slowly started to kind of realize it in my head that this isn't just plain old movie trivia. It's a sports league. It's a wrestling league, and it took me a while to get there. But these are like the 5 most iconic moments in my realization of the whole thing. Perfect. Number 5, I believe, is Rachel beating Kalinowski for the Intergeekdom title.
That is a good one. Like, for me, there were so many good. Who is that? Your mom?
Yeah.
Hi, 50's mom.
Hi, Mama 50.
No, that was a great rivalry, but it's really hard to pick one particular moment from that.
I think that moment is the definitive moment of that rivalry, only surpassed by when he won the title from her.
Yeah, on my honorable mention is actually them at Comic-Con and Rachel's entrance.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, but definitely everything that happened after Rachel won, finally winning that Intergeekdom title, and then everything that happened, the hug with Clark, the respect with Mike, the hug with Tears, the interview with Harloff's daughter coming out, like, yeah, that is an iconic moment.
Wait. The interview with Harloff's daughter was when she won the title from Mike.
Yeah, that was the very first throwdown. The very first throwdown.
That was the first?
That was the first throwdown.
I thought the first throwdown was in New York when Merle won the title from Irwin.
No, that was just a regular live event.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the very first throwdown from the studio that was live was Rachel Mike for the title.
Yeah.
Nice. So, first of all, I love the emotion that you see on Rachel's face, and I love also the payoff when Kalinowski wins, and when he answers the question, you can hear Harloff just saying, in the movie Superman Returns, and he's like, "Oh shit, there's no way I'm getting this. No, I've lost." And no, wait. Who played Perry White? Okay.
Yep.
And then he's like, no, come on, there's no way I'm getting it. And then he says, in the movie Superman Returns, and then you literally see Kalinowski freeze. He's turning towards the mic, and he's like, and he's crying when he's saying it. He's like, he's one of my favorite actors from the 1980s, from the movie Masters of the Universe. He played Skeletor.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Frank Langella. And then, obviously, the explosion of emotions that happened after that. So, I guess it's kind of a two-parter, but I think I'd much prefer when Rachel won.
If you look at it,
because it's Rachel.
In the annals of Schmoedown history, would you call it the most emotional rivalry?
Yes, definitely. Arguably the best one also.
Oh yeah, no, that's actually my vote for best. Is hands down Mike and Rachel. Because you cannot. It's hard to pick 3 better matches sometimes.
Yeah. And I love it when she says in her promo, if he wants to lose for a 4th time to me, bring it.
Yeah, and we never got it, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, and he beat her twice.
Yeah.
Team Xanier geekdom.
Yeah, they're those two are involved in a moment that is really hard to keep off my top 5. I'll bring it up.
Is it in your top 5?
It might be in someone else's, so hopefully, because I can't wait to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ben.
We have now number 4. My number 4, it was a moment during the Ethan Roca match in Spectacular 3.
Punt. That's a
You're talking about the whole match or a specific part of it?
The specific part of it.
Yeah, it's a punt.
Okay.
It's a punt.
Okay.
My number 4 is from season 4, Finn Draco.
Ooh. Match? The reveal of Finn Drake.
Yeah, that whole shtick was hilarious. Him just sitting there going, I'm not in Draco.
I'm stock.
Yeah, it's one of the best moments in Schmoedown history, for sure. One of the funniest.
I cannot tell you the look of horror mixed with surprise on my face at that moment. No! Because they're coming out.
And
there's
Josh beat him.
And then there's Snyder. And then there's Dagnino. And you're like, wait, what? And you see someone in the Finstock mask and coat.
Yeah.
And suddenly he raises his head and it's Draco. What?
Yeah.
There's an echo on one of our sides.
I hear it. Hopefully it's not me again.
Hello? It might be you.
Hello?
Hold on.
Hello, let's try this again.
I'm here.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo anymore.
Okay.
Maybe it is your end.
Let me try something.
Try this again. Yeah, I didn't hear an echo that time.
How about now?
Yeah, I didn't hear an echo.
Yeah,
I think we're good.
Okay.
Okay, but yes, the Finn Draco moment was more or less the end to the epic Makuga Dagnino rivalry. Because what was the stipulation? If Finstock lost, he'd be banned for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely one of them, for me, just like I said, one of the funnier moments. Some of the most quotable lines come out of that. Yeah. And Makuga beats Draco. Who the hell would have thought that?
Yeah.
Not me.
Definitely not me.
Yeah, his reaction at the end was pretty awesome.
Just like every time he wins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate that he's had to retire, but if it's like wrestling, never say never.
Yeah. I don't think any other player in the Schmoedown had more retirement matches than Makuga.
Has he? No.
No, he's right.
Pretty sure he had 2 or 3, and everyone else who had one had only like 1.
Huh. I didn't realize
Riley, Merle, and Harloff, and maybe Roca.
Well, Merle wasn't necessarily... Was it a retired? Because he said he was only stepping away for a while. Harloff is stuck.
Yeah.
And yeah, Riley... That's right, Riley did as well. He retired for a bit, but he came back. Yeah, it's good. It's a good point. So what's your number 450?
Okay, so my number 4 is, like I said, going backwards in the chronological order. It's Andrew Guy getting hit with a chair.
Oh, that was a great... That event. Oof.
That was the moment that I realized the Schmoedown is about wrestling and movie trivia. It's not one or the other.
Yeah.
Because before that, I was one of those idiots that didn't really get the idea of what Christian is trying to do there. I thought the slap in the live event was real. Like, I was like, oh, stop doing it. Stop bringing violence into the Schmoedown. Yeah, I was one of those people. I didn't know that it was just a bit in the storyline.
Really?
I thought, yeah, I was one of those few people, which means that Harloff did his job right.
Uh-huh.
That was what he was aiming for. But then when that moment happened, I don't know, for some reason it just clicked in my mind. First of all, with the obviously the digital wheel wasn't part of the storyline,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole Horseman coming out with Dagnino and doing this and that thing, and then Bateman winning and Guy coming up with a chair and just Bateman smashing his back with the chair. That was the moment when I realized it was all about racing. And obviously, you had Booker T, who was on Guy's side the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end, he switched over to Bateman's side.
Yeah, that event was... It showed what the Schmoedown has the potential to be. And it had to take place in a wrestling ring. Like, that was... For that particular match, oh yeah, had to be in a wrestling ring.
Was that the match where the end credit was Rocky 3?
With the Rocky 3 homage, yeah.
Yeah.
Homage.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, what I liked was that, what was it, Ben spun Spinner's Choice like twice in a row or something like that?
And he wanted to spin away from it.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
And Guy landed on opponents.
Yeah, that was not a good match for Guy whatsoever. And he busted his lip open at the end for real.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, with one of the chair shots kind of went a little errant and got him.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Roca infamously hurt his knee in the first match because of one of the double toasted guys.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember
Isn't he getting into the ring?
No, it was they were doing their entrance at the outside, and the double toasted guy that did SCN back at Christmas, Corey, yeah, he went after Roca, pretending to like try to beat him up, but Roca kind of twisted his knee in that little exchange outside.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, when you're 150 years old.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was able to make it down the ramp. Sorry,
Yeah.
Roca, I love you.
It's a good thing he's not watching, right?
Yeah.
Right?
So, hey, Ben, so for you, like 50 said that was the moment where it clicked in that this is like wrestling. Did you pick up on that right off the bat?
No, it took me really until the action guys came. Up until then, I thought, I thought it was really Roca interrupting all these interviews until I didn't realize Christian was like doing everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I hear you. You did, yeah.
I think it was the slap between Guy and Roca that is kind of incorrect.
Oh, you mean the spear?
The what?
The spear where he speared him to the ground?
Yeah, that.
Okay,
Yeah, the tackle.
fascinating.
I thought that was real. I
No,
thought Guy actually lost it, and he just decided to go after Roca. I thought that was real.
Huh, so I'm on an island on myself. I see, I've been watching wrestling since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And so when I first heard about the Schmoedown was on a Movie Fights episode, and Knapsack and Merle were hyping up Spectacular. So like, I'll check this out. And then when I watched it, I knew right away. When I saw Roca trying to recruit Robert Meyer Burnett for the Horsemen, I knew right away what this was. Because like I said, I've been watching wrestling all my life. So I knew from the beginning, and it got me. And
Yeah,
the way...
that was
Sorry, what was that, 50?
That was another thing. I thought the friendship / rivalry was a real thing. And I was like, why is Bibiani betraying Roca? What is happening? Why is the...
Yeah, no, it was all storyline. And looking back at it now, like that at that time, it's kind of likened to like the 80s and 90s of the WWE, because up until 1997, Vince McMahon never really let on that he was the one running the company. He was just the commentator, kind of like Harloff. Yeah, and then there was an event, and then pretty much, that tackle is when, like, we knew Harloff was doing something, but that tackle is where we really saw him put the commissioner gloves on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the commissioner, like that whole storyline leading up to Anarchy with
that
the lawyer and who had something on Thad, and Kalinowski had something dirty on Thad, and those letters.
Yeah.
I believed all of it. I was like, how are they allowing Kalinowski back in the building after all of this?
Huh. Wow, they really fooled you. See,
Yeah,
what I find that particular storyline kind of ended with a whimper, because I don't think Harloff was expecting to lose that match.
Well,
no one thought that.
No.
I wonder when you talk on that, because that might be on my list.
Okay. Okay. We'll hold off. So that was your that was your pick 50, right? That was your number 4?
My number 4, yeah.
Okay, what's your number 3, Ben?
Sam Whitworth's reception. When he got the Captain Leader for the second time in a row, that look on his face is like,
yeah, you're kidding.
yeah,
You're kidding me.
and more than that was satisfying. And I don't think we had a reception moment like that since that happened. That was really unique when that happened.
The only thing that would come close would be is if Roca somehow got a Bespin.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if Smith's got a don't tell Harry moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that moment's not on my list, but hearing you talk about it and reliving it through my head, yeah, that was pretty cool, pretty funny.
Yeah. Like,
How awesome was it when he won the belt from Ken?
Yeah, kind of controversial fashion, but it was a great match.
I don't see any controversy there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, the buzzer already went before he threw.
Yeah, but they haven't finished the question yet.
I didn't say I was against the decision. I said it was controversial.
Okay.
It did make me sad that we're probably never going to get him again. Yeah, I knew he's the best player for Star Wars.
Yeah.
We never got.
The key word about what you said there, Ben, is probably.
Yeah.
There is. I'm surprised because of the digital age that he didn't come back.
Yeah.
Because by this point, we all know why
this would have been the perfect.
Yeah, you're right.
This would have been the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
I have a theory. I'll get to it later.
Okay. Because we all know why he had to relinquish the belts, because he got a role as the villain in Supergirl for that.
It was the best thing about that season.
He was really, that season, that Citizen...
Until that showed up. Citizen Liberty.
Citizen Liberty, yeah.
No, that season also had Lex Luthor.
Yeah, more towards the end, yeah.
Who I consider the second best Lex Luthor we ever got in.
Michael Rosenbaum, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Michael Rosenbaum, I think I saw a Smallville reunion podcast a while ago, and Sam Witwer did kind of say that he's not really doing much right now because of COVID. Like I said, it would have been a perfect opportunity for him to come back in the digital era.
Yeah, but I mean, would they allow somebody who's not on a faction to compete for a belt?
No, and I think he's talking about not bad stuff, but because he's part of Star Wars, I think he's...
Well, he was part of Star Wars when he competed. He voiced Starkiller in the 2 video games, and by that point, he'd already voiced Maul and Palpatine.
Yeah.
So at that time, he was already part of the Star Wars universe.
I think the whole reason they got him was because they talked about it on Jedi Council after the season finale of Rebels.
Right.
And that's when we got Collider Jedi Council versus the Force Bros.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
a great match. And from what I hear, there's a lot of people's gateway into the Schmoedown, too.
Of course.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, because you're getting 2 really big name people in Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sam Witwer who have a following, yeah.
I wish Freddie comes back.
Me too. And what's nuts is he actually worked as a writer for WWE at one point.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. Yep. Oh God, how long ago was that? That would have been like, 10 or more years ago.
And he is married to someone with some talent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
Lucky
been married for a
bastard.
long time. Yeah.
You know, it's
Hey,
funny.
yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, I watched the series finale of The Big Bang Theory,
Oh yeah.
and Raj is on a plane with Sarah Michelle Gellar, and he kind of convinces her to go on a date with him, and I was like, "She's married. What are you doing?"
Yeah, well, in that universe, maybe she's not.
Maybe.
In that universe, Will Wheaton's a dick.
Yeah. He's not really a dick.
Well, he was at the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning, yeah.
I love what they did with the Will Wheaton character.
Oh, me too.
But we
Yeah.
can talk about this all day. What's your number 3, Matt?
The reveal of the Horseman.
But
Okay, good.
Oh, it's a punt. Okay, never mind.
Okay, 50. You're number 3.
Wow, we're really pushing through this, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 3, surprise, surprise, also involves Rachel Cushing. And it was the moment when the Shire Wolves became the team champions.
Punt.
Fuck.
okay, now my number 2. I'm talking about the Horseman.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was a minor punt. Okay.
Yeah,
How cool was that?
that was so cool.
Fuck, that's one of the moments I wish I could have been in the room.
Me too, man. Me too. And I loved Dan's reaction to Guy. I love that tiny exchange back and forth.
Who are you?
Yeah.
But it was just one of those. There's Roca and Nost. Okay.
That's
Then
obvious.
the lights, yeah. Then the lights go out and there's Inman and Riley. Oh, this should be good. And then all of a sudden the lights go out again. You're like, and then you hear dun. Well, no, it wasn't Jaws. It was a different song actually.
Yeah, it was.
It was The Shining.
It was
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
The
right.
Shining. And then the fifth member.
And then like,
yeah. Oh my God. That's probably the moment I've watched the most.
Me too.
Yeah. And it was number 1 on my list for a really, really, really long time.
yeah.
It was yeah.
My only regret from that moment is back then I was watching these matches at work because I didn't really have a lot of time to watch matches outside of it. Mm-hmm. Now I'm unemployed, so I'm watching those on a treadmill, but that doesn't really matter right now. So I was at work with people around me, and I was just screaming at the monitor like, "What?
Yeah, that's so. Like, I know the Roca JTE match is really what kickstarted the live era, but it's this reveal that made the live era.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't for this working as well as it did, I don't know. I think maybe the live era would have had a little bit of a harder time catching on, but man, was this a gangbuster moment.
What a way to start the thing.
Yeah, and a great way to bring Dan back. And it's funny is this is not how he was originally supposed to come back.
Nope.
Really?
You haven't heard this. So you remember during the free-for-all that year and you heard Dan's music and Guy came out.
He was supposed to come out then?
He was supposed to come out then, but unfortunately, I think it was his uncle passed away not long before that. So that's when they decided to turn this in the storyline. But yeah, so by the time he actually had returned, he was ready to return for a bit there. But unfortunately, personal things happened and he couldn't do it. But you know what? In a way, it was a blessing because we got something really special.
Yeah.
Way
Andrew
better than
Guy.
just him coming out at the free.
Yeah. I thought that whole thing was planned with Andrew Guy.
It was very last minute.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, I went and I bought this Horseman t-shirt, and unfortunately, Nost and Inman retired not long after that, so we never really got to see this incarnation of the Horsemen. I think the
Horsemen.
only one of the only times you saw them was the Mara Inman live event, main event.
So that's a collector's item.
Sorry, what was that?
That's a collector's item.
Pretty much. The one I regret that they didn't do. There is a famous picture. I'm gonna bring it up of the actual Four Horsemen from professional wrestling. So give me 1 second. Oh God, that I wish they missed an opportunity to do the picture. See if I can bring it up. This right here. I wish they had done it because they had the chance at the end of last year's Spectacular.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Could you imagine that as a t-shirt with those guys? It would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I think at the time they also had 3 belts.
Yeah, that's why it would have worked. The only one who didn't was Riley. Like, the thing is, in this picture, all the wrestlers have a belt. But that was really the only thing missing from it. But I mean, that would have been a great t-shirt. I probably think it would have been the best-selling t-shirt they've ever had.
Yeah, probably. Another big regret from that moment was they made such a big deal about Dan just kind of belittling Guy on stage, and then he lost to him by a KO.
Yeah, and you can see Harloff's mind breaking as he's announcing Guy is the winner.
Yeah, and then he beat Riley in a TKO.
Yeah.
And it's like Harloff is always saying he has 2 scenarios in his head, depending on who wins.
More so after that.
I don't think he was prepared for Guy's victory that day.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. He wasn't, and he said that point is when he definitely took the 2 scenarios into things seriously, because he went in not thinking Guy was gonna win. He had these plans for Guy and for Merle and Sam, but. Okay, so that was your number 2 then. So my number 2 is the punt from earlier from Spectacular 3, where it was the speed round, and they asked the Inglorious Bastards question, and nobody answered Sam Levine, and he comes out saying, nope, this is over, this is disgrace, and he tries to run off with the belt. That's probably the hardest I've ever laughed at a Schmoedown moment.
And something that you kind of thought might happen, not that he would come out, but there would be a question where and it made me laugh really hard. Was
fortuitous that he was in the audience for that, and that he just went up and did it.
Do you think they gave him a heads up, or is he
No. No, the only people that know the questions are the question writers and the people on the desk. They don't tell anybody else.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's how you should do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then because of that, we got one of the most pure gold moments of all Schmoedown. That's, if you were to put together a highlight reel like they did last night in the Spectacular, that's one of those that's got to be on there.
Oh man, I have another theory I want to talk about.
The best part was Roca's like, I'm not gonna do it, and Ethan's like, I think, but I'm not gonna risk it. And then Sam Levine, you sons of bitches.
I have another theory I want to talk to you guys about off camera.
So you should no longer be called Hot Take. You should be called Theory.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Theories can be taken as hot takes sometimes.
Yeah.
That is true. So 50, you're number 2.
Okay, so we're back to mine. So mine is a bit of a double header.
Okay.
Or rather a 2-parter, but it was one of the most exciting things and happy things that I've ever experienced with the Schmoedown. And the reason why I'm including 2 moments is because I'm not really sure which one is which, but it was when Above the Line finally beat the Patriots both times.
Yeah, not on my list, but McWeeney's reaction to the first win. Yeah. It's like, he actually has emotions?
Yeah. But like I said earlier, I was watching this at work. Fortunately for me, there wasn't anyone there at the time, but I was jumping and yelling and screaming because the Patriots finally lost. Fuck the Patriots!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat as well. Now I look at it as more like I respect the Patriots, hands down. But yeah, at the time, I still get PTSD every time I hear the Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah. At that time, who else did you prefer other than the Patriots?
Did I like?
Yeah, that you like.
Neither
Well, no,
of them.
I said that I didn't like the Patriots at the time.
No, I know. What team? What other team did you like at that time?
Oh, at that time, I did like top 10's chemistry.
Okay.
At that time. Yeah, I probably would say top 10.
Okay. How
Because
about
of Matt
you?
Nost,
Okay.
who's got some of the best one-liners.
Yeah,
Especially when
yeah.
he's sitting there. I think it was when he was part of the Looney, the anime, the one with Bibbs, the team with Bibbs.
Yeah.
Where he's sitting there and he says something to Bateman.
Cinemaniacs.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a guy I wish had crossed over into commentary.
Yeah, probably. No,
I never.
what favorite team I had at the time? I don't know. I don't necessarily know that I had a favorite. Maybe the Wolves of Steel.
Yeah,
Or-
Wolves of Steel were good.
Yeah. Or the team with Burnett and Schnepp, who beat the Wolves of Steel
Yeah.
miraculously. But I didn't really have a definitive favorite team until the Shire Wolves.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that makes total sense because again, I'm thinking about it in terms of like wrestling terms, and it's like that early years of the team divisions, very again like the 70s and 80s WWE, where it's like there really wasn't much distinguishing the teams from each other at that time outside of the Patriots.
You're right.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone else, like you had Team Trek who did their Trek, their Trek thing. And you did Rotten Tomatoes who would get up, but other than that, I mean, everyone just kind of went in and competed for the most part.
Yeah, a lot of teams at that time just fell and rose.
Yeah,
Wait, like Nino the first manager
yeah,
at that time?
Yeah.
yeah. He was the first manager.
That's why he won Manager of the Year 3 times.
Yeah,
Because he was the only one.
pretty much.
Like, Roca tried to manage the Four Horsemen back in the day, but...
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, go ahead. Nope.
No. Okay. 51 here, number 2.
Oh, you're gonna say the same thing as me then.
That was my number 2.
Oh.
That was your number 2 as well?
Above the line, beating
Oh.
Patriots both times.
Sorry.
Okay.
I still feel like I'm on that 9-hour stream yesterday. Oy. Okay, so now we're going to reveal our honorable mentions. Now, Jordan has sent me his list. Unfortunately, Saul has, at the time of the recording, has not handed the list. It's okay. So we're going to I'm going to read out Jordan's right now.
Okay.
So he has 4 honorable mentions. Number 4 is the Billy Madison intro from Perry Nemiroff and Tough Beats.
That's one of mine.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I remember watching that, sitting there going, I'm like, I know this song. Why is this familiar?
Yeah.
And then I saw, his number 3 is kind of a cheat in a bit, but
That's per usual.
Yeah, but this one, I understand. It's all the amazing intros from Bibiani, Shazam, and Whitney.
Okay.
Yes.
His number 2 honorable mention is actually kind of one similar to one of my honorable mentions. It's Merle and Irwin going into sudden death for the singles belt.
Okay.
Live event.
This year?
No, that was last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and like one of my honorable mentions is Dan winning in New York and the reaction he got. That's unlike anything I've ever heard from the Schmoedown. That's almost
deserve it.
Yeah, that's up there with Horseman reaction.
Okay.
And his number 1 honorable mention is the intro from the Shire Wolves where all the women in the league came out to Girls by Beyonce. That was a great moment.
Yeah, that awesome moment.
And here is his top 5. Andrew Guy tackling John Roca. All of the number 4 is all the trash talk from Team Action. He says it's my favorite team of all time. I miss them calling people bitch or calling people by the wrong name. Which, you know what, we might see coming back. You never know.
Yeah.
Not Team
The
Action.
Schmoedown wheels it.
Yeah. Number 3, Ken Knapsack abandons. He's put Rachel Cushing, Cushing, and she literally almost beats the Blofeld's
Blofeld's cat.
he put the Nerds Watch, but Blofeld's cap by themselves. That was amazing.
Shows you how great of a competitor she is.
Yeah, 100%. And she wasn't even at her prime yet.
Yeah.
Now, if it was Rachel in her prime, yes, she would have kicked the shit out of both of them.
Get out of town.
Yeah. His number 2 is Guy beating Merle.
Okay.
Because that's an all-time moment. And his number 1 is the Horseman reveal.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're
Can I
gonna
just say something? This wouldn't be a proper episode without Jordan having 17 honorable mentions and like some of his top 5 are all of these random moments from these random matches.
Hey, man. At least he kept it short this time.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, his list honestly is not much different than any of ours.
Yeah.
Except for, the trash talk one, but it's really, with those, it's really hard. It's trash talk and entrances, it's really hard. Like, okay, let's throw this out there. What is your guys' favorite entrance?
Ooh, favorite entrance? I'm torn between what he said, the entrance with all the ladies in the Schmoedown, and the other entrance by the Shire Wolves with the Thor Ragnarok stuff.
Yeah. I throw in a League of Their Own from the Shire Wolves. And I would definitely throw in Bibbs bursting out of Riley's chest.
I love that one.
MSTK. Mr. Science Theater one with critically acclaimed. And there was the one where every time they'd open a door, they'd enter in different rooms, in different places.
I did 2 William Bibiani videos. He has the best entrances in all of the Schmoedown.
100%.
Even more than the Shire Wolves.
Oh, I am too.
And Brienne. Oh, and by the way, I was going to mention the Billy Madison stuff. I think that was overshadowed by the entrance that Brienne Chandler and Stacey Howard had.
That was the same match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was an amazing entrance.
That's why I don't really count that one, because the other one was just so much better.
Yeah.
I have 2 entrances that I love. And then both on my honorable mention. So, can I...
Yeah, of course. This is where we're doing our honorable mentions. You were first to go anyways.
Billy Madison Victory Song.
Yep.
And Mark Ryden coming out as a Karate Kid.
Yes. And funny enough, that inspires my topic for next week, which I will reveal at the end of the show. Yeah, that was a great moment. And, got this. And what made it work was... when Clark came out and said to Harloff that Riley's going to fight him, like, what the wait, what? What was
and then he came out and then was, "You're the best around!" And he came out limping.
See, there's only one thing I would have changed from that. It would be the music. I would have gone with "You're the Best." I would have gone with "The Moment of Truth" by Survivor from the same soundtrack. The moment of truth, you're giving it all, but it does stand, never in the fall. If you can lose it, then you can prove it. Nothing will stop you now. The lyrics work way better for that situation.
I don't know. I prefer that one.
I'm not saying it's not a great choice. It's
for the moment. For the moment.
It's just for my brain. Sometimes when it comes to music, is I think something could have been. There's something better for this. That's just how my brain works sometimes.
I have one more honorable mention, real quick. Monk and Draco shut down at the free for all.
Oh, I'm surprised that hasn't come up yet.
When he emptied out that whole
X5 XX.
Yeah.
Long, and he didn't even know it at the moment.
He fucking lost.
And then everybody a moment. Campion and Hunter all of and they were.
Yeah, and that was the last time we saw Campion in the Schmoedown too.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was recorded before he left Collider.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, you're right. That is a great moment. I'm actually shocked it wasn't on any of our lists.
Yeah, and he was taking selfies with the scoreboard.
Because, who was it? It was him, Roca, Merle, Bibbs, and McQueenie. Holy shit.
And they only lost because McQueenie got question correctly.
Yeah. Oh my, wow. Otherwise, it would have just been McQueenie, yeah.
No, it was even Bibbs. Bibbs was down by 3, and Draco had 5, and everyone else had 4. Then everyone missed, and Bibiani got it correctly and
Yes,
Drake
it was.
also got it correctly. However, Bibbs got his revenge when he also cleared the table in Free for All 3.
That has to have been one of the biggest holy shit moments of the Schmoedown.
The first one I was thinking was
the one where Andrejko cleared.
Yeah. 4 or 5 of the biggest competitors in the Schmoedown at that time gone.
Up until then, I honestly don't remember anyone like the commentator desk reacting to anything like that.
No.
Me neither.
It should have been on my list. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the thing going into this list. There's so many great moments, right? Like we could easily have done our own top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to talk about my honorable mention.
Yeah, if you want to go, because I got like 5 of them.
Okay, the only reason it's an honorable mention is because it's not a happy moment.
Oh.
Don't tell Peter.
Oh,
I mean, I've got tears in my eyes just thinking about it. I mean, before that, I wasn't too much of a Smets fan. I was like, okay, who is this guy? He's just showing up. He's wearing a hoodie, trying to be all tough, and he had the wins to back it up. But I mean, I'm not digging this guy's shtick. But then he answers the wrong name, like Ross Geller saying Rachel at his wedding.
Yeah. No.
Very nice.
I literally just came up with that at this moment, but you can see his face when he's so sure and confident about his answer, and you see the guy to the answer that is going like, nope, that's don't tell Harry, and he's like, oh,
yeah.
You could see the heartbreak on his face, and that was the moment that made me fall in love with Smets.
You're not alone in that.
Yeah, it made me a Smets fan, and obviously after that, I made a video for him, motivating him. I posted it on a Facebook group, and he actually commented on that video.
Yeah,
I was shocked. Kevin Smets notices me.
Yeah,
I exist, and like I said, that is what led to me becoming the huge Smets fan that I am today. And right now he's my favorite currently active competitor. Yeah. Rachel Cushing is my all-time. Smets is my current favorite competitor on the Schmoedown.
Yeah, like I said, you're not the only one who felt that way after that moment. I'm one of them, where it's like I knew how good he was from watching, but that's the moment where he became human and relatable.
Yeah.
And it was after that I'd say the true legend of Smets was born.
Yeah, that's the thing about this type of sport. You can write the storylines any way you like, but the actual drama of missing or answering certain questions, like the best spin moment, you cannot write this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much from then on, Smets was one of the favorites from the league.
Yeah.
There's no denying that. Okay, so like I said, I have 5. One we've already talked about.
Yes, go on.
Like I said, yeah, you eat your donut. One of them we already did talk about was when Merle winning in New York. But I've got Rachel and Mike at Comic-Con. Rachel's entrance in there. And then the kiss to Shannon at the end, which is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Another
one.
That was the first time
we saw Shannon.
That is true. The very first time we saw Shannon on air. Another one that I'm actually was shocked wasn't on anybody's list. Rachel and Mara going to sudden death.
Ooh. No, I'll tell you what. I didn't mention it because it's one of my favorite matches of all time. Not my favorite moments.
Gotcha. Yeah, those two, both Rachel really sick, Mara in pain from I think it was a car accident. Yeah, both competing, both going to what, 8 rounds? 9 rounds? I think it's still the longest sudden death.
Yeah, Mark mentioned it last night in the Merle Collins match. They had 9.
Spoilers.
Maybe. But I definitely remember it was more than just 9, but maybe it was just my memory.
Yeah. It was an impressive display, and it makes me wish that those two could have competed against each other 100% healthy.
Me too.
Could you have freaking imagined? Yeah. I also have Roca's flu game from last year's Spectacular.
Ooh, that's great.
Even though you knew he was going to show up.
Of course, it's Roca.
Of course, but it was the whole moment itself, especially with the camera work they put into it, where it's just you hear the music, which that outlaw music is so fucking good. You hear it, and then you just see him rise up from the light, and it's like, oh man, that is magic. And then and they won. Yeah,
that's the best part about it. They won.
Yeah, that for me cemented the legend of Roca. Like, he already was a legend by that point, but that's the exclamation point right there. And then my last one, which is probably the one that has made me cry the most, the Shire Wolves retire. Yeah. I'm not talking the retirement announcement. I'm talking the end of the match where they lose, hugs all around, and then said, no, you sit there. The parade of people came in and paid their respects. I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. They made me cry so hard.
I love that they did that for them. I love that.
Yeah. They weren't around long, but it's like Gorilla Monsoon used to say, easily duplicated, never, or was it easily duplicated, never replicated, or something along those lines. So you could try or imitate them. Something. There'll only ever be one Shire Wolves.
Here's a question for you guys. If they were still around, would they still be in the climax? Could they still be top contenders tonight?
Yeah, 100%. They were ahead of the game when it came to studying, taking the buzzards home and practicing. They were definitely the ones that created that. And I think, they would have definitely. They would still definitely be there. But it just makes me wonder, like, who would they be? Whose faction would they be on? Would it be Sam's?
Probably.
Would it be Roxy's? Would Emma still be around?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Emma's my favorite manager of all time.
Really?
Yeah, she was up there for me too.
And I told it to her on one of Mark Riley's shows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Emma's pretty cool people. She's one of those where I've got her back, though. I've got her back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Okay, so now the moment of truth. Ben, you're number one.
No, I don't know. I guess it's always subjective because it didn't really work for me. The commissioner role. The whole storyline paying off with Hollow and how he was a mastermind behind the whole thing. You set up the fan. I just loved it. I'm surprised it didn't work for you.
Well, it's not that the story didn't work. It's the execution of the end of it that didn't work for me. It seemed way too rushed.
Maybe. I
mean, as if it was something as if it was almost like as if Harloff wanted it to go one way, but it went completely the other.
I mean, I wonder.
I said it happens sometimes, just like the guy.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't know. I don't know the whole bit bringing up the lawyer at the very end of it or whatever. It just seemed kind of rushed. Everything up until then was great. It was just they didn't stick the landing, in my opinion.
It's funny because after that aired, I went back, and that lawyer was there the year before.
Yeah.
He didn't crash that interview.
Yeah, he crashed at the awards, wasn't it?
No, he was definitely around for a bit, but you didn't really know who he was. He just showed up. He put his hand on someone's shoulder, I think. Yeah. Can't remember who though.
I don't know. It didn't work for me, and I guess I loved how the characters. I'm talking about the characters now. Yeah. I loved how Hollow treated the character Thad. Yeah, I never really liked Thad, that character. I mean,
I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, maybe you're not supposed to.
Yeah, that whole match was a lot of fun, and this isn't really a spoiler or anything, but during the Spectacular last night, they aired moments of some of the greatest moments from Spectacular, and Emma winning that was on there. And I forgot just how awesome that moment was. That part of it was. Yeah.
She deserved to win.
Yep, she totally did. Yeah.
Yeah, what your number one?
We Are the League, baby.
Nice.
That, from the moment they said end end still, and to see
No,
Rachel's
new.
No, was it?
When they won, you're talking about the Thor Ragnarok one, where they had it. We were against
Yeah,
Brienne
that was,
Chandler.
yes, correct. Sorry, I was confusing that for a second with Spectacular. Right? Yeah, it was when they beat the
Stick in the
Brienne
Head.
and her friend. Yeah, Stick in the Head, and they announced and new, and took a second for Rachel to realize it, and then it was like tears, waterworks, celebration. Everybody was so happy, but the speech that Clark gave at the very end, he said, "No, we are the League." It was just like nothing will ever top that moment for me. And I know it means a lot more to a lot of other people, especially the women folk in their community, but nothing will ever top that moment. It was a declaration of "fuck you, we're here to stay."
Correct me if I'm wrong. Hollow wasn't there, right?
No, unfortunately, it was when his brother had passed away. But a little bit behind the scenes, this is what Harloff has said. I can't remember what podcast where he was when he said it, but he said he inquired who won because he was invested in that, and so Ellis told him the Shirewolves won, and the first thing he did was he called Clark and Rachel after the table.
Awesome.
That's one of those matches. If I ever introduce to somebody, this is be like, this is what you gotta watch.
Yep.
I wouldn't do that because I don't think it works quite as well without the history of the Shirewolves and how they formed. The whole Ken betraying Rachel, and then the reveal of Clark saying, "Oh yeah, of course it's me, Shirewolves."
Yeah, you knew that.
It doesn't work without those two moments. It's like, it's like showing someone the Darth Vader reveal without A New Hope.
I guess, even though at this point everybody knows Vader's the dad, but
not everybody.
I get what you're.
You'd be surprised.
I get what you're saying. Really? Who? Let me guess. Your mom? Hi, Mrs. 50.
No, she left.
Oh.
But I meet a lot of people on the street that don't even know what Star Wars is. Like I'll tell you a bit of a story from my mom. She went to a trip with her friends from work. They were in some European country that I can't remember the name of. But she literally saw two guys dressed as Jedi.
Yep.
And she wanted to take a picture with them. And one of her friends from work walked up to her and she said, "Why are you taking pictures with monks?"
Yeah. That's pretty good.
But yeah, going back, like I said, it was on one of my top. I think it was my top 3. Like I said, it's not my favorite, but it's just a chronological order. Mm-hmm. That's why it's not my number 1 because it probably should be. But the reason why Rachel was so surprised is because they won by a round 2 knockout.
Yeah,
I think that's why. Because they were screaming, "And you're a winner," and she was like, "No, there's still one more round." And then she realized that she actually won by a knockout.
Yeah.
And her face, Clark's face, and then they hugged each other, and it was just it was.
This can go easily hand in hand with the Spectacular moment because this was the declaration of "we're here, fuck you, we're not going anywhere," and then the Spectacular because of all the shit that they had gone through in the Facebook fan page, in the comments. Believe me, some Trivia Schmoedown fans are assholes. All the shit that they went through, and then to win at Spectacular and put that final stamp on, "You can't take this away from us." That whole month.
I don't think I was on the Facebook group at that moment, so it has less of an impact for me.
I had to leave. Well, not leave. I had to unfollow at one point just because the vitriol at that time was getting way too much. It's a lot better now, but at that time, it wasn't pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
and it still wasn't pretty when it happened to Sabrina.
True. That's when it reared its ugly head again. But yeah, that I think it was a month. That whole made me fans of the Shirewolves. I was already fans of them before, but where they're my favorite team was because of this, the "We Are the League" moment.
And they actually managed to put a stamp on that in their next match with Who's the Boss.
Correct. Yep. Yes, and that's why I said it goes hand in hand because you had all it was Jordan's number one, all the women coming out.
Yeah, one of the most. And I remember that moment. It was like, oh, and Draco and Jen Sturge are coming out. Okay, they're preparing for something, and then I can't even remember who was the first.
I don't remember
that. I think it was like let's just for the sake of argument, Rachel Silvestrini, and then Janine, Mamara. Gray Drake, it was 6 Degrees. They were the first ones.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny because they were kind of rivals at that time. So the first 6 Degrees, then Silvestrini, Mara, Gray Drake, Janine, Haley, and then Emma.
There was,
and then the Shire Wolves came out.
I can picture something. Her last name is McCarty.
Markia. Yeah, Markia Marcardi.
Yeah, she was in there as well.
Sorry, Markia.
Yeah,
but then the Shire Wolves came out as Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah. And who was Emma?
It couldn't have been... What?
Emma was dressed as someone too, wasn't she?
I think so, but I can't remember who she was. But, I mean, that was... There's no topping that entrance.
No. Entrance, time, legend.
It was... Everything worked like magic, and Who's the Boss? They were standing up, clapping and cheering, and the reaction in the crowds, it was just incredible.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, a quick update from my mom. It was Budapest.
Nice.
That country
so
she
is watching.
I don't know. She said she was going to sleep, but she's still watching for some reason.
Nice. God, I miss those two. I really do.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Maybe. But you know what? I'm glad they're still around in some capacity.
Yeah.
It's not... It honestly, the introduction of those two... Like, you know, Roca is instrumental to the breaking of the Schmoedown, what have you. But the introduction of those two is one of the most important moments in the Schmoedown.
Okay.
Respect. I mean, they're individual introductions.
Yeah.
So
at least Rachel is still on backstage.
Yeah. Oh,
and
for sure.
Elijah, is he with Sam kinda?
In real life, they're engaged.
No.
Oh, for faction? Unofficially, officially, she's the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a Chandru.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Chandru. Yeah. And like Barbarian.
That guy.
Yeah, that was funny. You last night during the little stream when you're not even nowhere on camera and he's on, you're just like come out of nowhere and like that made me laugh pretty hard.
Spoilers.
Okay, everyone knew Chandru was there. Come on, that's not really a spoiler.
But spoiler to what I did, but never.
Oh mind. Yeah. Definitely watch that out. That was one of my 50-year national treasure. To say that.
International treasure.
Yeah, international treasure. Yeah.
Actually, global treasure.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, and speaking of that, our global treasure, what is your number one?
My number one was the first time I actually got excited about someone winning a Schmoedown match. Again, you know me, I'm not the sports guy. I don't know these stuff, but it was really the first time I actually got excited at a match, and it was the moment I realized why my dad and my grandfather are getting so emotional over soccer, which I for a long time thought it was a waste of time. Don't hate me. But it was Makuga beating Anfeco.
Okay. Right on.
Or as
you should have said punt then.
No, but because you said the entrance. I was talking about the victory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just referring to the whole thing, but okay. Nope. Fair enough.
Because, by the way, I call him Finsteco.
That's actually a pretty good name, too.
But I hope that name would have catch on, but it didn't. Anyways, so... I mean, there's no other way to say this. The deck was stacked against him at that point.
Yeah.
I think it was Andrejko's second ever match. And we saw what he did in his first match. I think. I can't remember for sure.
I do remember
I got
one.
the Collider Wikipedia wiki here, so just give me a second.
I do remember one thing. He was sick. He had like 102 fever. Really,
He mentioned that, yeah.
I did not know that. But it was, I believe, his second match, and we saw what he did in his first match against Bibiani, which was one of the best matches up to that point. But Makuga beating him after the reveal at the beginning, I jumped out of my couch saying, yes! Yes! Mostly because he won, but also because he gets to stay, and Finstock was supposedly gone.
But then obviously that match is not under Andrejko's on Andrejko's page.
Of course it isn't. Of course. But yeah, obviously Dagnino found a loophole. Like he did at the beginning of the match. He was like, I'm not Finstock. I'm Tom Dagnino. Finstock is an idea. And then obviously he lost, and the stipulation was that Finstock would be banned for a year. But Tom Dagnino was allowed to stay.
So you are correct that it was Andrejko's second match.
Yeah, I mean, I've edited so many Schmoedown videos at this point. Some of these stuff just come up randomly to me.
Yeah, no, you were
like,
correct.
By the way,
I had to backtrack it based on what, because it's under Dagnino and Makuga's thing. So I looking at the date, it was February 3rd, 2017 that match debuted. And Andrejko's first match was Memorial Day 2016, November 11th, and his second official match was March 17th, 2017.
Okay. Fun fact, if I'd ask you on which match did the Shire Wolves officially join the Five Club?
You mean when a match did that vignette air?
The cutscene where
Emma
was on the couch and he was like, "We want to join you now." And then Andrejko behind the couch says, "That's incredible!" And they all look in the camera.
Actually,
you don't know
I don't remember.
It was World's Finest versus the Kingsmen.
Wow!
I believe it's also Winston's debut match.
Oh, nice.
And
one
Zipper
legacy continues, and another one started.
Yeah.
I remember that because he came out as Black Man, and he gave up halfway through the match because he couldn't do the voice anymore. Can't believe the league has been around 8 years now.
I know.
And the funny thing is, it kind of started with a feud on a random show. That's when people ask me, "What's your favorite spin-off show that's spin off from a different show?" I say, "The Schmoedown." It was a spin-off of the Schmoes No Show.
You're not wrong.
That's my favorite spin-off of all time.
You're not wrong. I wonder if sometimes Christian sits back and he just takes a breath and he looks at everything he's created. Like, I know he's got more work to do. He's got goals he wants to do. But I just wonder if maybe once in a while he sits back and he appreciates the fruits of his labor.
I hope he does.
I have this weird image in my mind that he's sitting on his couch watching all the matches on the same screen with Vivian by his side, and he's like, "Look, Vivian, everywhere the light touches is our kingdom."
I was not expecting you to go there, to be honest. That's too good. Well, in a way, you're not wrong. This is her inheritance.
Yeah. I'm glad I put that image in your mind.
That's amazing. Somebody has to... we have to find an animator to do that for us and send it to him.
Yeah. Based on an original idea by 50 Shades of Geek.
100%. Okay, well, with that ends our top 5 for this week. That was actually pretty good walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
I must say so. It was a great topic, Ben. Definitely, because I had pretty much my top 5 more or less, but there was still a lot of thinking to go behind it, especially with the honorable mentions.
And I just figured in a weekend, and like the time of year, and with
perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
So I get to decide next week's, and so I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier when we were talking about Mark Riley and John Roca with "You're the Best." No, this has actually got nothing to do with Schmoedown.
Ooh, okay.
So 2 weeks ago, so this is a show I like to watch online from the guys at Kind of Funny, called Kind of Funny in Review, where they review film series, and they're currently doing The Karate Kid right now. And I was, lo and behold, high again, and I just finished watching The Karate Kid, and the song "The Moment of Truth" started playing over the credits, and I'm like, this is a kick-ass song you do not ever hear mentioned in the top echelon of movie soundtrack songs. So my topic is your top 5 underrated soundtrack songs that were specifically for a movie, because you've got the legendary ones like "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing," "Power of Love," "Everything I Do for You," stuff like that, right?
Can you feel love tonight?
Circle, yeah, exactly. Circle Life.
That's not an underrated one because it won an Academy Award.
No, we're listing ones that are mentioned in like the all-time greats.
Right.
So I'm saying songs in that vein, but that for you think they don't get enough talk. They don't get enough hype.
I think I got a few.
Yeah, me too. Top 5 underrated soundtrack songs.
Okay, I think it all depends on your definition of underrated, though. But I think I can make this work.
What I'm saying by I literally just said it. Songs that you 50 Shades feel don't get enough recognition.
Gotcha.
That's what I mean by underrated. So this is how
I already have at least one.
This is what I feel you guys don't think it's enough recognition.
Okay.
Because we've been doing a lot of movie stuff and what have you. Like, yes, it is kind of movie related, but at least it's about music this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I hope you have some Israeli stuff on there, 50, because I would like to learn.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, that's, don't do it for my sake, but yeah. So with that, thank you very much for joining us, all one of you.
Which was me, by the way.
Sorry? Oh, well, thank you for staying with us the whole time, 50. Ben, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at my Twitter at PenRenderQ. Limited Matt say everything here. You can also find me at Mount Schmoedown.
Okay, 50, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on my channel, 50 Shades of Geek, as well as my second channel, 50 Shades of Gaming, which I'm starting to sort of update at the moment. I'm putting all of my Marvel's Avengers content onto that channel. And every once in a while, I jump into the Movie Tradition on Facebook group. I'm the guy with the stupid Krillmonger face, which I should probably change that profile at some point in the future. And
you had some opportunities last night to from your costumes. Spoilers, 50 had a pretty good costume during the Intergeek match.
Costume. But you should probably, please check out my Patreon, Pokemon Star, Cross, and Crescent. I'm making a fan-made Pokemon game based on Israel.
Yeah, and as somebody who's a patron, I can tell you the illustrations are pretty damn banger.
Not my creations, but I just wanted to clarify that because I posted it on a Facebook group once, and people thought I did it, and it was like, no, you're giving credit to the wrong guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, definitely check it out. This is a really, really good idea, and I can't wait to see it come into fruition.
Me too.
Yeah. And as for me, as it says right above my head, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me every week here on the Media Sweaties Network on 3 shows now. On Thursdays we have Shooting the Breeze, where me and Ben just sit down with a friend of ours from around the internet, and we just shoot the shit. We've had 50 on before. We've had some of my fellow Schmoes of the North guys on before. Last episode was Jay Wade returning once again, and that was an interesting conversation. Cannibalism. Who's on this week, Ben?
I gotta talk to that guy at one point. He seems like an interesting dude. I think
Jay Wade, he's a character. Quite a character.
Yeah, I love history just as much as he does. Maybe we can talk for 5 hours about something.
Oh, for sure. I'll set you. I'll throw in a word.
Okay.
Ben, who's our guest this week?
Announcing tomorrow. I have to look and double check.
Okay, because I don't remember usually till Ben creates the Facebook group. That's usually when I find out who the guest is, because I never remember. But the exception was Dave, because I had to make sure he was available.
Yeah.
And also on Saturdays, Recap in the Past, where Ben and I sit down and we review seasons of TV shows that we loved growing up. Currently, we're doing Saved by the Bell. We're just finishing season 2, so that's going to be the next episode that dropped. There are quite a few thoughts on that one because it has probably the most iconic episode of Saved by the Bell is in that season. And then on Sundays, obviously here, breaking down the top 5 with these two lovely gentlemen and those of us who aren't with us today, Saul and Jordan. Also, we're going to plug those guys' shows. So Jordan on Fridays has Blindspots, where he watches a movie he's never seen, and he sits down with a guest, and they discuss the movie for about half an hour. Saul has her show, Soul Talk, which comes out on Mondays, right? Wednesdays, right. It's recorded on Mondays. Comes out Wednesdays, where she sits down with a friend, and they discuss what they've watched recently, what they've read recently, what they've listened to recently, and just what have you, and just catch up on that way. So yeah, we've got a full slate of shows coming up.
And Mandalorian reviews.
And Mandalorian reviews, yes. Go ahead, Ben.
And my new show, Ben's Hot Takes. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, definitely don't want to forget that. I was lucky enough to watch the beta episode, and Ben's onto something here. It's a good show.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's let's put it this way, it's Ben Unleashed. It really
Unleash the Ben.
Yeah, and then coming up in the future when like I said earlier, when the Schmoedown starts releasing the individual matches for the spectacular, expect a video of us playing along and our commentary to follow after that. It was a lot of fun. My butt's still sore, but I was well worth it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So with that image in your head, thank you guys very much for joining us. Hope you guys have a lovely week, and we will see you again next week on Get Sweaty. Stay sweaty. And smash cancer.
Smash cancer.
Smash cancer.
I remembered it this week. Yay!